It's project time here at YYC-RC. Pitter patter. All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have the Arma Granite 4x4 665 Mega. So I bought this on May 10th for Arma's Get 'em sale. Arma Get 'em sale, or whatever the heck it was called. $140 USD, which was like just over $200 Canadian. We got the transmitter here. And today is Monday, May 18th, and they just sold out of this exact same truck for $99 US, which I was kind of peeved about, but so I guess, you know, it is what it is. But what do we got here? We have the SLT2. Ooh, does it have the gyro? This is gonna kill me. I'm curious if this has a gyro. Usually this orange button means it has a gyro. Anyway, I contacted Horizon, see if they'll give me the difference back, but I doubt it, so let's just get after it. There's a body. Clipless system. Hopefully it works better than my Vortex. There's that brush system. Never had a brush system this big before. So we'll see. We'll check it out how it is stock. I mean how bad it is stock. And ooh, that's slow. And then we'll be doing some upgrades. Comes with the handles, the Allen keys with the handles, which is cool. I have a few pairs of these already. Comes with the manual. Comes with the dumb car shock spacers. An additional 2 mil, something like that, and the old pistol shock tool. Oh, it comes with a bind button, or bind thing. That's cool. That's cool. And Arma batteries. Good job, Arma. Okay. We're here doing the stock brush system test. Not. Ooh, that's slow. Yeah, this thing, it handles pretty good for being a monster truck, but holy smokes. We're on 100%. That's full. That's pretty bad. Adjust the steering trim here. Man, one of those wheels is pretty bad. Check that out. I have to change those. Look at that hop. Let's see if this thing can get any sort of air or even get back up the hill. Woo! Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't even think it's worth getting through this pack. I'm full everywhere I go. Ooh. I might be killing it. It smells bad. I had to run a high voltage lipo because that's the only ones I have. Oh yeah. She stinks. Okay. Well, that was the brushed test for the Arma Granite Mega. It's basically useless. That's hardly even cool for a kid. Let's go give this thing some more power. Alright guys, we're back from the brushed test drive. It was very, very underwhelming. We're going to be throwing Spectrum 80 amp ESC. This is what comes in the BLX versions, exactly the same, so that should be good to go. I also bought power module for center diff. That's the part number there, and then the actual center diff there. Let's see if we can. Yep, that's it. That's all here. I kind of dry fitted it together. But yeah, we're gonna take this hunk of junk out of here. We're gonna take this hunk of junk out of here, and then we're gonna be taking this minor hunk of junk out of here. So let's get to it. Alright guys, I thought I would speed this part up because if I didn't, then this video would be a gajillion minutes long. So right now I'm just taking out the ESC and the receiver box from the bottom, and you also have to disconnect the servo linkage, and that just comes right out as a whole assembly. And then you take off the ESC. There's 2 screws there. And then after that, there's wire clips or guides or whatever you want to call them, and those have 2 screws as well. It's easier to just take them all out and then just pry apart the loops those have in there. Now you have to take out the power module. That'll be 3 2.5 mil hex drive bits. These were pretty tough to get out. Like, you had to really torque on them, and then they came out easily after that. So just be aware of that. And then you slide off the drive shaft guard, and then you completely slide out the drive shaft, and then pull up on those tabs to take out that power module. Next up, we're disassembling the power module that we just took out, just to get the motor out of here. This isn't necessary for me because I had bought another power module, but I didn't know this at the time. You don't actually need to buy the power module as a separate piece because this one is the exact same. It just has a different I don't know if it's a slipper clutch or what that is. I never planned on using it, so I didn't really care. And then you have 3 mil bolts for the motor. I tried to use the heat sink and the motor fan, but they're a different size to what I have. So this is the center diff that I bought. It's all metal. It was pretty inexpensive, and if you only need to buy that, I think it was like $60 American, or like $80 Canadian, something like that. See, comparing the two power modules here, they look the same, so I think you can use your stock power module here. Just opening up the center diff to check the fluid. I took it out on like a cross pattern. Probably not necessary, but me being OCD, I do that kind of thing because I didn't want to wreck it. So upon further review of this center diff, there was not too much fluid in there. There was one little chunk sticking into the corner, and that's about it. I put 1 million weight in there. This is my first time using it, so it's more of like a paste than a liquid. So I just kind of took some off and chucked some in there with my finger. And then you have to be careful reassembling this because all the gears are specific to where they go. You just want to make sure that when you put it back together that it turns smoothly, and then Loctite all your bolts back in there, and then reassemble with the cross pattern as well if you're a lunatic like me. So here it took me a bit to get these bolts out of here, or back in, sorry. There must have been some old Loctite or something in the thread that was preventing the bolt from fully seating. So then I kind of used a needle and fished out all the old crap and stuff in there. You could probably take some compressed air and lightly blow it in there to try and eject it out of there, but just make sure you guys check stuff like that in the build process. You know, make sure everything's smooth and goes in nicely. If not, there's probably something wrong. And here I'm just checking using the old one to see if it rotates nicely and smooth. Here you have to take the old bearings off of this slipper clutch and reuse them. This one gave me a little bit of trouble. I'm just using a screwdriver to softly pry it up. Don't pry too hard because you'll end up wrecking the bearing, but just go one side to the other and it'll kind of rock itself off of there. Now this part you have to be mindful of the orientation, because I think I get it wrong here and I have to flip it around. Yeah, because one will be an out drive and one will be an in drive, so make sure to check that. And then you just need to tighten up this module back up, and I'm comparing these again because I was definitely confused on why I bought this other one, so don't make this mistake. Yeah, if you bolt this all back together, then you can start putting the motor in. It's easier to have only half of it open and bolt the motor in at a time. You'll see me redo this here because I'm an idiot and this is my first time doing it, but I'm just doing this so you guys don't have to make these mistakes as well. But yeah, this part, it was a little bit of a learning curve, but you'll get it. It's easy peasy. We're gonna put this Hobbywing 365-2 quick run in there. Sweet. Okay, let's try this pinion on here. That would be sweet, because then, oh yeah, it's a perfect fit. Yeah, because now I don't have to mess with gearing. Now it's time to set the mesh. You want to make sure that you get as much contact with the pinion and the spur gear as you can. Don't forget to lock tight and wipe off any excess grease or dirt on your grub screw on the pinion shaft. And then for here, I'm just lining up all of the bolt holes for the motor. You can use the motor bolts from the stock one is what I'm using here, so hopefully that works out good for me, but they fit perfectly fine, so that should be fine there. But yeah, make sure when you get your spur and your pinion gear lined up that there's like a little bit of backlash, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm kind of cinching it up now, and then you want to wiggle it back and forth that there's barely any gap between them, so you can just barely hear a click 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 when you turn your spur gear or your pinion. And you want to make sure that the spur gear goes all the way around, because they have high and low spots. They're not perfectly machined. And now we should be able to button this thing back up and stick it in the truck. Alright guys, I did the reassembly off camera just because it was easier to not film that part, but everything fits in there nice. I think, I don't know, my mesh might be a little tight. We'll see. I'm not too worried about tight meshes. But yeah, everything went together good. I did put a battery in this. I bound the remote, and everything seems to work fine. I can go over the binding process if everyone wants to do that. So you press and hold the bind button, and then while holding that, you power on. Oh, I need a battery, dummy. Alright, once you have a battery in there, helps a lot. You press and hold this bind button here, and then while holding that, you push the power button, and it'll be red blinking. And then you take your remote here, turn that on. You just make sure it's not going to go. Okay, you full trigger, you full reverse, right, left, and then it's bound up. I noticed since I put the better ESC in, but yeah, other than that, we're good to go. Everything goes nice and smooth. That's only on 2S right now, so it's going to be raining in the next little bit. It's currently late at night right now, so hopefully tomorrow we can test this thing out. But if not, we'll get footage of it running in the next video. Alright guys, probably a little lengthy one, but hopefully this helps someone put this together. I know a lot of these things were sold, these Arma Megas, either the Typhon or the Granite. So hopefully someone can use this video and helps them out to reassemble and make these things actually fun. Like I said, I got a used or brand new 223S system in it and a Hobbywing 3652. This ESC, if it sucks, like if it has the low voltage crap that these seem to have, then I'm gonna switch it out for a Hobbywing 10BL120 or something like that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is YYC-RC. Catch you in the next one.